On June 18, 1964, a hotel owner poured acid into a swimming pool with black people in it. And the world watched. The photograph went around the globe. It shocked a nation. And it forced America to finally pass the Civil Rights Act. But here's what they don't teach you about that moment. In early June 1964, Martin Luther King Jr. came to St. Augustine, Florida. According to historical records from the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, King had chosen this city deliberately. It was segregated, it was violent, but it was also a major tourist destination that relied on Northern money. King understood strategy. He understood that you don't appeal to a racist's conscience, you appeal to his wallet. On June 11th, King attempted to eat at the Monson Motor Lodge restaurant. The manager, James Brock, refused to serve him. According to documented accounts, King was arrested on the Monson's front steps for trespassing. That image, a civil rights leader arrested for trying to eat lunch, went out to the world. 7 days later, King wrote a letter from his jail cell to Rabbi Israel Dresner. He urged rabbis from across America to come to St. Augustine and stand with the movement. They came. 16 rabbis flew down from 8 different states. According to the records of the St. Augustine Jewish Historical Society, they held a prayer service in the parking lot. But the real statement was being made in the pool. On the afternoon of June 18th, according to eyewitness accounts and contemporary news reports, a group of black and white activists, including a 17-year-old girl named Mamie Nell Ford, jumped into the Monson's whites-only swimming pool. They weren't trying to swim. They were trying to make a point. They were saying, "This water is no different for me than for you. This pool holds no more segregation than any other." James Brock watched from the edge. He was enraged. According to police reports and photographic evidence captured by Associated Press photographer Horace Court, Brock grabbed a bottle of muriatic acid, hydrochloric acid, a chemical used to clean concrete, and poured it directly into the water. He reportedly said, "I'm cleaning the pool," as if that explained anything. One photograph shows the exact moment. The acid splashing toward the swimmers, the protesters staying in the water, the absolute barbarity of what segregation looked like when it stopped hiding behind laws and started showing its true face. What made this moment transformative wasn't the acid, it was the camera. The image spread across every newspaper in America. The Russian newspaper Izvestia ran it on the front page. The world saw a white man poisoning water to keep black people out, and suddenly, you couldn't argue anymore. You couldn't say segregation was about anything but hate. According to historical documentation, the day after the Monson protest, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 passed the Senate. One of the activists who jumped in that day, a man named J.T. Johnson, would later say, "That had not happened before in this country, that some man is pouring acid on people in the swimming pool. I'm not sure the Civil Rights Act would have been passed had there not been a St. Augustine." Think about that. A law that changed the entire nation, that officially outlawed segregation in public accommodations, was propelled forward by the image of acid in water and swimmers who refused to leave. The Monson Motor Lodge stood for decades after that, but in 2003, it was demolished. Demolished. The building where one of the most important moments of the civil rights movement happened was torn down and replaced with a Hilton hotel. According to news reports, the destruction was controversial. Preservationists fought to save it, but developers won. History lost. They preserved the front steps. They put up a plaque. But the actual pool where democracy was fought for? Erased. Paved over. Here's the question. Why do we preserve the comfortable parts of history and destroy the radical ones? Why is the Monson Motor Lodge gone, but every Confederate monument still stands? Why do we want to remember the moment segregation lost, but erase the place where it happened? Comment below. Tell me what you think they're trying to hide by destroying that building. Like this, share this, and follow, because the moments that change America aren't always the ones they preserve in textbooks.